So you might be wondering what the heck is going on. I thought this was supposed to be a series of really cozy videos. Now, don't worry, there is a method to my madness. Today, in order to get cozy, we're first going to get really, really uncozy. This is Pebble Lane on Portland, on the Isle of Portland, the Portland end of Chesil Beach. And this is the tail end of Storm Bert. So we come here today to see, we come here today to get a good look at the crashing waves. Now fear not, I'm not going to take any unnecessary risks. I'm certainly not going down there on the beach. I'm not sure if the camera ever really shows things properly to scale, but these waves out here are, well, about as tall as a house, and there's a really big one coming in there. Go. Here comes a really big one. Now, worth noting, you may see stones being churned around and thrown about in the surf here. And if you remember from the video where we walked here, those stones are about the size of coconuts to bigger than my head, and I have a big head. And our question about whether the surf ever breaks over the top of Chesil Beach, well, there it is doing that right now. That wave just there, the size of a two-story house. And this isn't as bad as it ever gets. I was going to say the rain is beating down so hard it's hurting my face. And then I realised that what's hurting my face is gravel. The rain contains gravel. There are stones being thrown up here. Luckily, not anything big enough to do me any hurt, but ouch, yeah, there's gravel in the rain. So we're just going to walk up that way, up to the rocks. I'm not going to go out onto that coastal path because I think it'll be just a bit too rough there. But I'm just going to walk to this cove here so that we can really see the crashing waves coming in across the rocks. waves so big they're breaking right out there. I'm also not sure how well the camera is going to capture the sound of this place because of all the wind noise. Wind noise on the microphone is probably concealing a lot of it, but there is this unearthly roar of all of these pebbles being smashed together as each wave breaks on the shore. It's a sound that you don't so much hear as feel in your gut. I can see up there in the distance some hardy or perhaps foolhardy individual walking along the top of Chesil Bank. I would not be happy to do that on a day like today because these waves do break right over the bank. Honestly, the kind of awesome power of the elements here is quite majestic. I am comparatively safe here behind these railings, by the way. If the surf was higher than this, if the storm was higher than this and it was washing over the promenade, I wouldn't be here. Those rocks that are getting tossed along here on these steps are the size of my fist. Well, I think I'm almost about as uncozy as I can get now. So, about another 5 minutes I think I'm going to head for home. Mission accomplished. I've only been here about 10 minutes and I feel now thoroughly uncozy. That is about enough for that. Time to head for home now. So back now down the very aptly named Pebble Lane, to the car park and head for home. And I know just what to do when I get home. So one complete change of clothing later, and I'm starting to feel cozy now, but only really on the outside. I need something to make me feel warm on the inside. I've got this leftover soup. This is leftover soup from the video from the other day. It's just about enough here. So this is a winter vegetable soup. It's actually set solid because of the stock I've put in there. I'm going to spice this up a little bit. But before we do the soup, something to go with it. These are the bread rolls that I made to go with that soup the other day. And they are now just a tiny bit stale. But I have a plan. A little bit of spicy sauce. A little bit of ketchup. Cabanossi. Tiny salami. There we go. So a few thin slices of cabanossi on top of the sauce. Cheese. Maybe too thin. Couple of slices of cheese. So probably just about enough. That's going to go onto the grill now to melt that cheese and warm the bread through as well. That gives me just about enough time to get the soup going. Leftover soup. That is soup that was left over, but the soup was already made from leftovers. And by the way, in case you're worried about multiple reheats, the thing to be most aware of there is the total time when the food was only just warm, because that's when bad things happen to food. Anyway, at the moment, this is just the same soup we had the other day. So let's spice it up a bit. A teaspoonful of medium curry powder and some mild curry powder as well. Reason for using mild curry powder is you can put more of it in. And so we're getting more of the aromatic spices for the same value of pungent. I might need to just add a little bit of water, but I think this is going to thin down when it heats up because the stock is the thing that's made it seem really thick there. The stock was made from turkey, chicken and lamb bones, so it will have a gelatinous thickness to it. Okay, we'll get that going. Now I'm going to have to stir this constantly because it will start to blip and bubble where it's such a thick soup. And I am keeping an eye on the grill at the same time. A little bit of kind of jogging back and forth in the kitchen here. Again, that's warming me up. Okay, my little mini pizzas under the grill there are just about ready. So I've just turned the heat off there. So my little pizza style cheese on toast things. I think we'll cut these in half. Because those are going to go around here. And now steaming hot soup, and it's so thick. I mean, I could put some water in there to make it thinner, but why? I think we will have a nice dollop of plain yogurt again. How can that fail to make me feel warm and cozy? Let's have a taste. Well, it is the same soup, but it's got some curry spice in it now. Just mellow and warming and full of aroma and flavour. And if we want a little bit more of a poke. Oh, hello. And then these guys. Again, there's a spicy warmth from that sauce, plus the just general comfort and warmth of the whole dish. And of course, that was the reason for cutting these in half. It makes them dunkable. Right, well, I can already feel myself starting to warm up inside. Jenny's already lit the fire, so I'm going to go and curl up in front of the fire with my bowl of soup and my fake pizzas and get myself super cozy. I hope this has been a bit of fun. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me again tomorrow for the next door in the Advent calendar.